What's up, everybody? Welcome to Queer Girl Straight Skates. Today I'm gonna teach you how to roller skate backwards. Here we go. Let's go. When you start thinking about wanting to roller skate backwards, the first thing that you need to know how to do is you need to be able to comfortably roller skate forwards. If you are not yet comfortable with roller skating forwards, then make sure that you watch this video on how to learn how to roller skate forwards first. The first thing that we're gonna do is work on our balance using some basic balance exercises. So, in order to roller skate backwards, you're gonna need to be very comfortable balancing on one foot and then balancing on the other. So the reason why this is because when you're going backwards, you're gonna be switching feet and you're gonna be also looking behind you to make sure you're going in the right direction, not running anything over. So let's first practice our balance. So if you are not yet comfortable at all balancing on one foot or the other, the first thing that you could do is you could try balancing in some grass. So find a little patch of grass, and when you're in this patch of grass, you're going to bend your knees, pick up one of your feet, and then just practice balancing as long as you can. And once you feel, oh, I'm comfortable balancing on this side, you're gonna switch to the other one and balance on the other foot for as long as you can, and just get comfortable with that feeling. And when you're comfortable on one foot or on the other, I want you to practice switching back and forth. So once you are comfortable balancing on one foot and then the other in the grass, you want to move to the pavement or to the sidewalk and practice balancing on one foot and then the other on that flat surface. Now that we know how to keep our balance on either foot, we're gonna practice doing bubbles going forwards. And if you don't know how to do bubbles at all, again, go back to that video about how to roller skate and learn how to bubble there. So our basics of bubbling are your starting pigeon, your legs are kind of straight but a little bit bent, and then you're gonna bend your knees and then straighten them up. So then you're pointing your feet out, bend, straighten, pointing it. So practice doing bubbles going forward to get comfortable with that motion. Do as many as you can in a row. Bubble pop. Okay, now that you are comfortable with your bubble pop electric going forward, you're gonna do some bubbles going forward and backwards. And you're essentially only gonna need a little square around you because this pretty much stays in place. So what you're doing is you're starting doing a bubble going forward, and instead of continuing going, you're stopping right here. And then you are going to do that bubble going back to where you started. So you're gonna do that bubble going forward, and then you're going to do a reverse and do a bubble going backwards. Now it's very important to realize that you're going to need to do this quite a few times until you feel comfortable with it. This is a very strange move, and your body is gonna be like, what are you doing? Stop it. But don't stop, just keep going. When you are practicing doing your bubbles backwards, you are going to have a lot of pain in your thighs and your inner thighs, and that is super normal. So if you're feeling pain, your thighs, your inner thighs, just think, I am doing the right thing. Another thing to practice while you are doing your bubbles back and forth, when you're going forward, to look forward, and when you're going backwards, to look behind you. Looking behind you when you're going backwards starts preparing you for remembering to look backwards while you're skating backwards, which is very, very important. So going forward, going backwards, looking behind you. Now that you have spent a decent amount of time practicing bubbling forwards and bubbling backwards, you are just going to work on bubbling backwards, so continuously going backwards. Remember that after a few bubbles backwards, your thighs are going to hurt and burn, and that's okay, it means you're doing it right. So remember the basics of bubbling, that when you're going out, you need to bend, and then when you're coming back in, you need to straighten up. It's the same idea going backwards, as it is going forwards. Bubble, 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 bubble. The one thing that you do want to be really careful of when you are bubbling is you want to not bubble your back heels too close to each other, because then they might hit and you might trip yourself. So you don't want to go all the way so that they touch. You never want them to touch in the back like this. You always want to stop it right before that happens and then go right back out. Okay, so once you are confident in your backwards bubbles, we are going to work on one-footed carving going backwards. And this is what this looks like. One foot, your dominant foot, is just going to be going straight back, and your other foot is going to be carving. So making bubbles with one foot and going straight back with the other foot. So bubbles with one foot, straight back with the other foot. Your legs, in order to do this, need to be bent. So practice bubbling with one foot until you feel comfortable. If your standing power leg feels like it's burning and like it hurts, that is normal. This is a lot of work to put onto one leg. Okay, now try it with your other foot. One of these is going to be harder for you than the other. This foot is definitely harder for me. But you see, I'm making bubbles with one foot, and the other foot is staying bent and being my dominant foot. So now that you have practiced doing one foot carves on either side, you are ready to backwards skate. So what you're going to be doing is you are going to be doing carves with either foot, and you will be alternating. So you are going to lean your weight to one side and do that bubble, and then lean your weight to the other side and do that bubble.
What's even more important than leaning your weight? What are you swinging?
What?
What are you swinging?
And the most important thing, thank you so much, Shub, is that you are swinging your hips. So you are going all Shakira up in this biznatch. You are swinging those hips back and forth. And then the foot that is not doing the carving, you are picking up the heel wheels of that opposite foot. So in slow motion, what you are doing, you are shifting your weight, picking up this back heel. Shifting your weight, picking up the back heel. Shifting the weight. So you're gonna shift and lift. Shift, lift. Shift, lift. Shift, lift.
Thank you.
So while you are skating backwards, you might wonder, how am I supposed to stop? And it's actually pretty simple. When you're skating backwards, what you're going to do is you're just gonna put that back toe stop down and then the front toe stop down to follow, and you'll have a very secure stop. It's kind of like this. Skating, back toe stop, front toe stop. So if you're already going backwards, all you have to do, you're bending your knees, you're just gonna put that back toe stop down, and then if you want a little bit more security, you can put that front toe stop down as well. Backwards skating is super hard, and it looks really pretty and it feels really amazing, but if you don't get it when you first try, don't get discouraged. Keep pushing and keep trying, because you eventually will get it. If you feel a lot of pain, that's very, very normal. So just know that you're not weird, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that backward skating works a lot of muscles that you haven't ever worked in the past. And even if you are roller skating and you're using all of those other muscles, sometimes they're even different muscles than you would use going forwards or going to the side.
And I get dizzy when I go backwards.
Yeah, Shub gets dizzy when she goes backwards. If you're not looking where you're going, you're gonna end up in a pile on the ground. So all of those things are things to just know that might happen, but I'm excited that you're on this backwards skating journey. Thanks for watching this episode of Queer Girl Straight Skates. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I put out new videos every Tuesday. If you want to support me, there are some really cool new stickers in my Etsy shop. And most importantly, cheers to the queers! Bubble! One-footed bubble, sidecars. Other foot. And alternating.